In this video, I'm going to cover a modern form of construction, which is SIP versus timber structure. I'm going to talk you through why I think you should be looking at this very seriously and where some savings can be made if you're a developer looking to go into this particular form of construction. Modular housing, or modern form of construction as it's known, is pretty popular in America and in certain parts of Europe. Hasn't quite taken off in the UK, but it is becoming more popular. I think that's partly connected to the prefab homes we had built after the Second World War. They've not had the best of coverage, and partly because I think it puts some people off because they think they can't get funding on SIP homes or on timber frame structures, and I'll cover that as we go through this particular video. So how it basically works is modular homes are built in factories. They build the panels there, and then when the panels are then shipped off onto site, and then the factory that creates the panels will usually assemble everything for you and put it together. The whole thing is typically made of wood as opposed to traditional methods, which is obviously brick and or stone houses. So most companies have 3 or 4 different types of design, and if you just choose one of those designs, that's going to be cheaper for you, but you can have something more bespoke if you are building a one-off house or a different type of house, so that they can cater for both. But if you, as you know, choose something bespoke, you got to pay for it. So that's how everything works. The big benefit obviously of modular housing is the speed. So if you're looking at saving cost, I can tell you from my own experience, for the development I'm doing right now on Bicker, and I'll be posting a compilation of videos here when we start that development in a few weeks. The big reason that we've gone for a modern form of construction is the speed. So that particular project that we're just about to start in Bicker would have taken us 20 months with traditional bricks and mortar, but because we're going with timber frame, it's going to take us 14 months. So we're going to save 6 months worth of costs and time by using timber frame. So time saving and the speed is the big reason. Money saving in terms of it's going to cost you less to build it. I can tell you that the cost saving isn't there at the moment. Maybe when it becomes more popular and more mainstream it might do, but right now that isn't the case. And also right now timber is hard to get hold of, it's expensive, there's a shortage. The larger developers have pre-ordered for the next 2 or 3 years, and all of that put together with COVID, with Brexit, is making it very expensive and very slow. In fact, we are using some bricks and we had to place an order about 4 weeks ago, and we were told if we don't place that order in that week, that the next order that we place even a week later, we'd have to wait for a whole year. That's the kind of shortage there is on certain supplies. So speed is a big thing. Alongside that, efficiency of building, and when you're there, it's not as noisy, it's quick, the neighbors won't mind as much, it's efficient. So we're going to put together 3 houses every 10 days. That's how quick this is. Of course, some of the work will be done at the factory. So if you click this video here for my visit to Kingspan, you'll see them showing us through around the factory and how they build SIP panels. And if you click this video here, that's Premier Timber Frame, and they talk us through their timber frame structure. Both of these will give you a good idea of how SIP and timber frame work and how it's all put together. It's quite interesting, in fact, so watch the videos. So SIP homes, and you might be thinking, what SIP? SIP stands for Structural Insulated Panels. The Kingspan video, like I said, will talk you through how they are built. These are basically panels which are sandwiched together using a rigid plastic foam for insulation. So you just put 2 boards together, and if you want more insulation, then they can put more foam in between. That costs you more money. It's lightweight, and it can withstand most weather conditions, which is good. The lifespan is around 60 years plus, so that's pretty good going. The structure or the panels are all built in the factory, so if you're on site you just see the panels and you just see them putting them together. When you watch both of these videos you'll see how the panels are all put together. It's a pretty neat process. A big benefit of SIP is it's environmentally friendly, as that ticks quite a few boxes and is a good thing. Another good thing is that the temperature remains consistent in a building and in a house. So if it's for yourself, you'll see savings on heating bills. If it's for your tenants, they'll see savings on heating bills, and that's going to save quite a bit of money, so that should be factored into the whole thing. But if you're looking to do SIP just because you think you're going to save costs in terms of the build cost, let me tell you, that's not the case. So, and for our Bicker development, we're building 40 houses. We did a comparison of bricks versus SIP, and the price pretty much in the end was very similar, hardly worth bothering. But the time saving was significant, 6 months of time saving. So we went for speed and efficiency as opposed to a slower and a longer process. Moving on from this, timber frame is more popular, especially for self-builds. The structure is made from timber and again built on site, and premier timber frames will show you what the panels look like, and then they bring them on site, put everything together. The timber structure is good, solid, it offers you flexibility. It is lower cost than SIP, so that's a bit of a saving there. And the process is pretty quick too. Timber frame, generally speaking, I think is more popular as I'm speaking to people now, and some of the real large national developers now are using SIP and timber frame structures even more. There's this old myth about, can I get funding for commercial funding or development funding if I use timber frame or SIP? I can tell you we had no problems from all the funders that we spoke to before we chose to go with the one that we've gone with. So no problem whatsoever. Another myth linked with that is you can't get a mortgage, or the end user can't get a mortgage. I've spoken to a handful of brokers because I want to be sure that I get the right answer, and every single one of them has told me that around 70 to 80% of mortgage companies are comfortable with timber frame and SIP construction. So that's not going to stop you whatsoever. You're going to save time. Saving time means you're going to save money because of having saved time, but the hard costs aren't going to save you any time at all. But if you're building, say, 10, 15, 20 houses, even 5 houses, the time saving is the big factor for you. So if for your next construction, if you're into development, seriously consider SIP or timber frame. Go to a couple of factories, go to more factories if you like, have a look how the process is done, look at the costs. They'll do you a good deal usually because they're keen to promote their products and their businesses, and it's something well worth doing. I hope you enjoyed this video because it is quite interesting and exciting, and if you're into property, looking to get into property, hopefully this gives you another dimension or another opportunity. Any questions, post it in the comments below. I'll answer every single question for you. I'll even make a video to answer the question, because sometimes just a 2 or 3 sentence answer isn't appropriate and isn't sufficient. Click the subscribe button so that you can be updated with content regularly, and if there's something specific you want me to cover within the world of property, let me know. If I know about it and I know enough about it, I'll be happy to make a video for you.